So what do you think would be 5 drivers of environmental lawyers' employment for them in the future? I'm guessing many are young people here who want to be an environmental lawyers in future. So what are the top 5 drivers of employment for them?
Consulting will be a huge driver. So all the big consulting companies, I think somebody just mentioned EY. So Deloitte, EY, PwC, they all have huge environmental divisions. You should not come only as a lawyer there. You should come as an environmental expert, which I do normally now. So you're bigger than an environmental lawyer. So what do? You can do a short-term course with Indian Institute of Forest Management. You can do a certificate program with Center for Science Environment, which I did. I did a 1-week program with Center for Science Environment on scoping, preparing of an environmental impact assessment and the public consultation and the environmental management plan. So I went there for 1 week. This was 2001 or something. It helped me a lot. So that we could do. The second area would be infrastructural projects, power projects, startups which are dealing with electric space, renewable energy space. These are the areas where a lot of work is going to happen.
Okay. And what is the work? Like, you gave some examples, but if you can give us 3 or 5 main buckets where the work is there.
So main work is like you do lot of preparation, lot of paperwork with Pollution Control Board. That's the prime work.
Getting approval for pollution.
Approvals and applications, process of filing. So this is the same kind of filing, Ramanuj, which in IPR also we do. So the same thing you are doing with Pollution Control Board as an environmental lawyer.
You used to do a lot of it in M&A also before. Now it has become simplified, but here.
So online you're going and telling them gradation of these industries happen into blue, orange, red, green categories. So
this is compliance and approval.
Compliance and approval is going to be huge because the government has now said that they don't want litigations. They want to actually stop all litigation because that is something which troubles the foreign investment in India. So they say you be compliant. So everything in last 6 years especially has moved to a lot of compliances. And in my office kind of place, 2-3 people are always looking at the Pollution Control Board. Every Pollution Control Board has a separate jurisdiction. Yeah. And you can really assist your clients there.
Right, and probably the way it is growing, the number of projects, right? So either you have to hire 5,000 people in your firm or there will be other law firms.
So the one big reason why we should be talking about this is that when I go to London and I meet a Stephenson Harwood or a Clifford Chance or Baker McKenzie or Phil Fisher, they have an environmental division which is as big as a normal IPR division. In India, it has started. All the big firms have now 1 or 2 partners working on environment, but it's still, I would say, elementary stage. But with the foreign law firms coming in 1 year, because the Bar Council has started the process, so it can't be stopped. They will say, no, I need my environmental lawyer. Plus, lot of work which the international environmental lawyers are doing. For a beverages company, for a chocolate company, for a pharma company, they sit here or they do online from Singapore and Dubai and Qatar. It will happen out of India now.
Sure.
Because if the law firm has moved here, they will rather recruit Yashwant. They will say, no, we'll have somebody locally who will be working with us.
Yes.
So that work also is going to migrate to us.
Correct. So compliance and approval is one area. So there would be definitely litigations. Where is the litigation going to come from?
I'm going to be huge pessimist here. Even if we are doing many litigations, today our one litigation NGT Chennai is over for a large client. Another one which I just showed you is going to happen. But I feel more than the litigation, and litigation and environmental lawyer is always going to compete with the mainstream litigation lawyer. So that competition I don't want you to face. My person has to create his own identity.
But even then too, somebody who understands environmental law has to instruct the mainstream council.
But it's almost like the same thing. For the mainstream council, whether it's a tax or IP or environmental law makes no difference. Sure, he wants to be given a snapshot of everything. For the firm and for the client, it's important that he has an environmental lawyer. Exactly. If it's a deeper issue, even now they are not able to cope up with what was happening in NGT or Forest Bench or the different High Court. They were not able to get that. But
do you feel that the number of cases in environmental law will go up in terms of litigation? Go up or go down?
Go down.
Go down.
Because that's what the mechanism has been created now. That if you're following all the norms, there is no chance of those litigations happening. Like poaching to a large extent has come down. So those litigations are not happening. NGT number of cases has gone down. And all the high courts are not admitting that many public interest litigations against the projects which they were doing earlier. You tell me which new steel plant or something has gone through.
But so that is approvals and compliance.
That will
Then
be
you
a
have
huge practice. It's like, you can say it's a parallel corporate environmental law practice.
Yeah.
Which will go through at least 400-500% growth in next 5 years.